ball games, the social events such as Chilla, and just sitting with each other in the commons, having lunch with our little groups. It was a good time had by all. So in spite of all the schoolwork, we have enjoyed life. These past 3 years have been unforgettable. But now it is time for us to move on. One of my favorite authors, C.S. Lewis, has said, "It may be hard for an egg to turn into a bird. It would be a jolly sight harder for it to learn to fly while remaining an egg. We are like eggs at present. It cannot go on indefinitely being just an ordinary egg. We must be hatched or go bad." So here we are today, fellow classmates, ready to be hatched. And law school hasn't been easy. To all the friends and family who are here, we have worked, we have survived, we have progressed. We entered our first year of law school scared. We lived in the library countless hours. We read every single word assigned to us. We even briefed every single case for the first week. Then we moved on to our second year of law school, what they call the 2L year. They say it works you to death, and that is true. Many of us joined law review or transactions. We joined a moot court team. We had pretty tough classes. But also during this time, we wised up. Our briefs went from 5 pages to maybe a paragraph in the inside of the textbook. We only read what was necessary. We knew exactly what the professor was wanting to hear. And then we moved on to our last year, the year that they say bores you to death. And it is true, just go take Joe Cook. Is he here? I kid, I don't know. I never had him. But over the past 3 years, I have realized that my classmates are talented people. For instance, I had one of these realizations about a month ago, sitting in Professor Goodwin's estate planning class. I was sitting there and I looked to my left and I saw one of my classmates, Terry Simmons. You won't clap after I tell this story. I looked to my left and she was sitting there with her back straight, her shoulders up, looking like she was paying every bit of attention. But when I looked closer, she was sound asleep. I laughed hysterically. I didn't know, I couldn't contain myself. And what happens? Did she get in trouble? No. What did I get from Professor Goodwin? "Mr. Cook, what is so funny?" Terry, you will not forget that one. So now, back to the faculty and staff. It is now your turn. I have learned a lot from you all, a lot of information, a lot of it useless. To Professor Schaefer, my advanced legal ethics professor. Now, I'm not saying that Professor Schaefer knows everything about legal ethics, because she did offer to raise my grade if I put in a shameless plug for her class. Well, I knew she was setting a trap, and I said, no, I will not talk about how great and wonderful and engaging the class Smart Lawyer Stupid Decisions on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. is. I will not. Now, I kid, Professor Schaefer. I don't want a higher grade. Cash or check will do just fine. But on a serious note, it will be easy to drop your standards along the way, as if ethics are too heavy and slows our rise to the top. People will try to exert undue influence, and we will face the small corruptions of everyday ambition. So classmates, stand tall and stand strong. There is no greater joy than knowing you have achieved a goal, that you have found accomplishment with clean hands and a pure heart. So whatever you do, do not lose those virtues. And now to the staff. To the records office, Amy and Cheryl. What a couple of straight shooters. We've all heard the saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But not in the law school. If you don't have anything nice to say, then go tell Amy and Cheryl. They want to hear it all. I think Judge Judy, the title of her book, makes the best statement. Says, "Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining." So I say to Amy and Cheryl, thank you both for the sanity during law school. And let me tell you, I'm no one to give advice. I have no much more experience than you all do. But since I'm up here, I'm going to. First of all, I have learned that we are a passionate people. And most of the time, we're passionate about things when we believe we're right. Sometimes when I think I'm right, it can be a source of contention between me and people I'm close to. Just ask my sister Kelly. And the reason that it's a source of contention so often is that I'm right. But I tell you, graduates, don't lose that passion in life. And the next piece of advice is very, very important. Every one of you all, follow this advice to a T. Once you get a job and get a place to live, the first thing I want you to do is get a dog. Do not, under any circumstances, get a cat. They are ornery, contrary, and downright irritable, just like Cheryl Branson. But back to a serious note. This ritual of commencement is but a mere punctuation in the prose of our lives. It's a time for us to reflect on where we've been while begging us to aspire for what is to come. There is a span of endless possibilities to stretch before us. While we have reached the pinnacle of our academic training, the learning will never cease. So now is the time to stand tall and move forward with purpose and conviction like never before. So it is here, at this place and in this time, as we gather to commence our futures, that I offer a challenge to myself, to this class, to the faculty, and this great institution. Let us set forth a new standard of accomplishment and leadership through service. For we have seen that there is no more great an example of leadership than service to others. So serve through selfless giving, showing kindness, being gracious, and being humble. For such a time as this, we are ready. So as we leave this place, we do so with fond memories and blessed opportunities. Now I'll end with this story that will relate to our future jobs and relates back to our time in law school. Peggy Noonan, a political consultant and author, went to work in the White House as a speechwriter for President Ronald Reagan. She said she had a 3-stage reaction to working in the White House. Stage 1, I hope nobody figures out how stupid I am. Stage 2, after a few months in the White House, hey, I'm as smart as everyone else. Then a few months later came stage 3. Oh my God, we're in charge. So to my fellow classmates, all I can say to you is, oh my God, we're in charge. Congratulations, thank you, and God bless.
Thanks, Nick. No, I mean that. Okay. Kind of. All right. The University of Tennessee College of Law has a long-standing commitment to public service, and we actively encourage our students, faculty, and alumni to take up the burdens and rewards of pro bono and public interest work. It represents the best of who we are and all that we do at the College of Law, and we're very proud of that tradition. A few years ago, the faculty voted to recognize all students who complete 50 hours of pro bono legal services